What's up, guys? Your boy the May Boom, and I am back for another video. And the Marvels has just released. Well, it released last week, but it has come out. It bombed at the box office. That's what everybody's saying. And before we get into the review, I just want to talk about the fans. First of all, the Marvels is not the worst MCU movie. Some people are overdoing it. This movie is not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. They made it saying the Marvels gonna be the wokest worst movie like of all time or whatever. It's not worse than Eternals. So Eternals is the worst Marvel movie and it's just soulless. So Eternals, the characters are really bad, it's really boring, and yeah, nothing's gonna beat that. But the Marvels is not perfect, and we're gonna get right into it, man. I'm excited to talk about the Marvels. So um fans was this is how I started basically. The fans were going crazy. I was like, okay, why are they going crazy? A lot of people saying this movie's like really bad. It's really bad, and the some people said it was good. Like some people said it's fun, and then I think the Rotten Tomatoes was like really low on the movie. And then I watched a couple YouTube reviews on the movie, non-spoiler reviews. They was talking about the movie does certain stuff in the movie. It's like, okay. I was like, okay, this movie sounds good, but it sounds like, oh man, I might be a little disappointed. And then the woke YouTube channels was all over, Brie Larson angry thumbnails. We'll say this about the woke YouTubers. They're not wrong about they're not wrong all the time. Sometimes these companies do certain stuff. It's like that was yeah, they were trying to do something. They were doing something for uh to get points with that audience, not to actually make improvements upon that audience. Like actually want to include something because they want to include it, not because of points or whatever. But yeah, let's just talk about the review because I've been talking about that for a minute. But overview of the movie, basically, the villain of the movie, Darbin. I actually remember her name. Darbin gets this weapon, and basically the three Marvels, the Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, and Monica work together to stop Darbin. That's basically the movie, and yeah, throughout the movie they have a problem with they have problems controlling their powers. They have like this swapping thing that's going on. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't happen. And sometimes they make it seem like it's Darbin doing it. Sometimes they make it seem like it's them doing it. And they fight Darbin a couple times. They lose the Darbin a couple times. Nick Fury has to use cats to save everybody. No, it's about to be confusing, but y'all gonna get it in a couple seconds. Then they beat Darbin. Darbin dies, and then Monica has to sacrifice herself with something. And yeah, that's basically the movie. Like that's an overview of the movie. I know some parts are a little bit confusing because you don't get a full description of what was going on in the scene, but that's basically the movie. They fought Darbin, beat Darbin, Monica sacrificed herself, and you get post credit scenes. And let's get into the good and the bad of this movie. Okay, the good of the movie. There is a lot of good stuff in the movie. My main thing I say, if there's like a gimmicks to a movie, there's something that thing that makes the movie interesting, then you're already doing good. You're making me like the movie. You have that hook to the movie. I think the swapping abilities thing is really fun. I think that's fun. It's like was it Freaky Friday type situation where they're swapping places, and you get a cool fight scene at the beginning of the movie where the characters are swapping places, and one they're in Nick Fury's like space station, and then you're at Miss Marvel's house, then you at Captain Marvel's planet or whatever, and that scene goes on for a good minute. That's the type of stuff I like to see. Long scenes where it's just something creative and different about a fight. It isn't just a fight, it's a fight with kind of a gimmick to it. So cool fight, character swapping places, and it happens a couple times in the movie. It's always cool when it happens. When Captain Marvel is flying in the air, then she swaps back to Miss Marvel, but Miss Marvel doesn't know how to fly, and then Monica has to save Miss Marvel. That was a cool scene. I was like, oh, this is like a superhero moment. She got to save Miss Marvel the before she falls to the ground and dies, and like that was a cool scene. You got the scene where they had to fight Darvin and swap places and stuff. I thought that was cool. The swap and place thing was really cool. I think Miss Monica and Captain Marvel, the few times we got their like relationship stuff was always interesting. I thought they could do a better job with Captain Marvel showing a little bit more personality, but I thought she was a little bit better this time. Monica was cool. Miss Marvel was everybody said she's a highlight. She was funny. She was funny in the movie, and I guess she was the best member of the that team. But I thought they did a good job, and yeah, man, I liked all of that. The CGI wasn't perfect. I'll get to that in the bad, but yeah, I think that's all the good stuff though. The three leads were cool, and the fights and the swapping the powers thing was pretty cool too. I liked all of that. That was cool. So let's get into the bad now. But okay, let's start off with the bad. The bad. Two scenes really messed up this movie. If it wasn't for these two scenes, this movie I think a lot of people would have liked it more. You got the the planet that sings. That scene was really at first it was funny because the little girl come up and just start singing. That part was funny. Then it just keeps going and going. I'm like, okay, this is not it. This isn't it, man. And it just keeps going and stuff like that. It kind of goes too far. And then you got the cat scene. Now this one I hated. You got, I don't know what you call it, but characters they try to make like the toy character. They do it all the time. Like Cars, they try to make Mater that character in Cars. Shrek guy has Donkey, and Star Wars always make a fake bootleg R2D2. They always try to do a new one, and you get a bunch of droids and stuff in Star Wars, and they do that to get toys and stuff, and the kids like that character, whatever. They're trying to do with the cat. They're trying to make the cat the funny, I guess, loved character, but I'm sorry, it don't work. It's not funny, and it's just weird, man. They gotta stop trying to force the cat in the movie. They forced him in the first one, and they forced him in the second one. I'm just tired of seeing the cat. It ain't even funny. It was a long scene too. The cat just eating people. It was a long scene. I did not need to see all of that, but I think those two scenes just messed up the movie, especially the cat scene. But that's the bad. The CGI didn't look good most of the time. It was really bad, especially like Captain Marvel flying scenes looked really weird. It was always green screeny and stuff. They got to stop green screening half the movie. That it's not working. Darvin was playing. She was playing, but MCU villains are playing a lot of times. So I'm not even gonna get mad at that like that because MCU has plain villains. Really good movies, even really good movies in MCU have had plain, really basic villains. So, yeah, Darvin was pretty plain, and yeah, that's basically the bad of the movie. Those two scenes with the cat and the singing people and the CGI looked pretty rough. And yeah, that's pretty it for the bad. So let's move on to the post credit scenes. All right, post credit scenes. First one, I forget which one was first, but you got the Monica Rambeau scene. That one was it was cool. I liked it. It was cool. It was cool. It was cool seeing Beast. That was a cool reveal. Like, oh my god, that's Beast. I don't know which Beast that is, but Beast looked cool, man. All of that was cool. It was emotional seeing her cry with her mom and stuff in that scene. I was like, oh, this is sad. And then they went to the multiverse stuff. They kind of shows the problem with the MCU. If they would have just stuck with the storyline with her and her mom, that could have been enough for this movie, but them worried about the multiverse. I guess that's what they worried about. But that emotion, it was emotional seeing her cry about her mom and stuff, seeing her mom again, to realize that the mom was just a multiverse version of her mom. And yeah, I like that scene. And then you got the second post credit scene where Miss Marvel gets into Hawkeye's room, the new Hawkeye, and she does like the Nick Fury Avengers thing, and I thought that was really funny. That was funny seeing her do that, and it set up the Kid Avengers. In my opinion, I don't know why they're doing the Kid Avengers so early. I think Miles Morales is the reason they're trying to do this so early because the Into Spider-Verse was such a hit, but maybe I'm tripping. Tell me how y'all feel about this movie. Did y'all like it? I thought it was okay. I'm not gonna say it was terrible, but it was okay or bad. It wasn't terrible though. So just tell me how y'all feel about it. I'll see you on the next video. Anime Boom, my peace.